All right, let's jump right in. When you hear Heart Sutra, you probably think of this really ancient sacred chant, right? Well, what if it's something totally different? The late meditation master Daniel P. Brown looked at it and saw something else. Not just philosophy, but a super precise, practical map for your own mind.
And this is his take on that famous mantra. For Dan Brown, this wasn't poetry. It was a set of instructions. Each gone is a specific step, a real verifiable shift in your consciousness that you can actually experience. It's a path.
So that's the big question we're exploring. What if this ancient text isn't just something you recite or believe in? What if it's literally a user manual for your own awareness, a step-by-step guide you can actually follow? The core idea that Brown taught is, well, it's simple but really powerful. Think of your mind's true nature like a bright, clear sun. It's always there, always radiant. But our day-to-day experience is usually covered up by these 5 specific habitual clouds. So the whole path is just about learning how to clear them away. And look, these aren't just random problems. Brown saw this incredibly systematic framework, almost like a spiritual architecture, coded right into the mantra. So we're going to walk through them one by one. You've got the cloud of thoughts, the cloud of self, the cloud of time and space, something called localization, and finally, particularization. So let's start the journey. According to this map, if you can clear away the first 3 clouds, that's what leads to a first direct. You could call it a taste of your mind's true awakened nature. This isn't some far-off, mystical goal. It's the first major stage of the path. And here are those first 3 big moves. First, you learn to let your mind rest, to get some space from that constant stream of thinking. Then you look right at that solid sense of me and see that it dissolves under inspection. And finally, you experience awareness breaking free from the little box of time and space we think we live in. Okay, so cloud number 1. We all know this one intimately, right? That relentless inner chatter, the nonstop radio station in the head. The point of concentration practice isn't to stop the thoughts, that's impossible. It's to separate your awareness from them. Your awareness becomes like this vast, stable sky, and the thoughts, they're just weather patterns passing through. Now, once the mind settles down a bit, you can start to investigate a much subtler cloud. And that's this deeply ingrained feeling of a solid, separate me right at the center of your universe. The practice here isn't to think about it, it's a direct investigation. You ask a very simple question: where exactly is this self? So you go looking for it, systematically. Is it in the body? Nope, can't find it. Is it in your thoughts? No, thoughts just come and go. Is it in awareness itself? Not there either. And the result is always the same. It's unfindable. You have this profound realization that the self is just a mental habit, a construct. It's not a concrete thing. And clearing those first 2 clouds, thoughts and self, is what opens the door to this. It's an incredible shift. The mind, which you always felt was trapped inside your skull, locked into the forward march of time, suddenly reveals its true nature. It's boundless, it's timeless. And this isn't a concept. It's a direct, totally liberating experience. Okay, so having that taste of boundless awareness is one thing, but making it stable, living from there, that's the next part of the journey. And that means we have to deal with an even more subtle habit of the mind. This is the cloud of localization. It's so sneaky. Even when you feel that your awareness is vast and open, there's often this lingering, subtle feeling that it's still centered somewhere. You know, like it's in your head looking out at the world through your eyes. It's our default setting, and it's really hard to spot. So the key practice to dissolve this is what's called ocean and wave meditation. It's a game changer. Instead of being a little person inside your head experiencing the world, you shift your identity to awareness itself, the vast, all-pervading ocean. And every thought, every feeling, every sensation is just a temporary wave on that ocean. Poof. The whole inside-outside division just collapses. And that brings us to the final and most subtle obscuration on this map. When you clear this last cloud, you're not creating anything new. You're simply letting the mind's inherent, natural brilliance shine through completely. This is the cloud of particularization. And what is that? It's the mind's most fundamental habit, chopping up the world. It takes the fluid, unified flow of experience and breaks it into a world of separate, solid things. You don't just see colors and shapes, you see a cup. You don't just hear vibrations, you hear a car.
This habit creates a world full of nouns instead of experiencing a world of verbs. So what's left when this final cloud of separation dissolves? Brown had a beautiful term for it: awareness-love. It's the natural state of your mind where profound wisdom, seeing that everything is interconnected, is completely inseparable from a boundless, active compassion. It's not something you build or achieve. It's what you uncover when you get the obscurations out of the way. Okay, this is cool as a theory, but the whole point of this map is how practical it is. You can actually use this framework as a kind of personal weather report to check in and really understand what's happening in your own mind and in your meditation practice. You can literally use this as a checklist for your own direct experience. Ask yourself, am I constantly swept away by thoughts? Is there still a really strong, solid sense of a separate self? Does my awareness feel like it's stuck somewhere, like in my head? This map gives you a precise way to locate exactly where you are on the path. And that brings us to the final takeaway, which is really just a question to leave you with. Right now, in your own direct experience, just take a look. Based on this map, which clouds remain in your sky?